Hello my darlings, and welcome back to The Same House 5 Decades, a series where I am renovating a semi-detached home into varying different decades. Last time what we did was renovate the house into a 1940s kind of style, complete with an absolute bombed out house next to it. Today what we're going to be doing is fast forwarding to the 1960s, 70s. We're kind of going to mix the two together and we're just going to go for it in this one. I've kind of changed a few things already. I'll talk you through them once we get in, but we're going to go through and develop that a little bit further as well together. So much like the 1920s house, we're going to go a little bit over the top with stuff. In the 1960s and 70s, there was all this amazing futuristic kind of looking furniture, bright colors, bold patterns. It was that kind of vibe for 2 decades really, and then it only got more so when it got into the 80s. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Let's get into game. I'll talk you through a few things that I've changed here and there, and we'll get to furnishing this house. You can use my code BUMPKIN at checkout on the EA app or at sims.com. I receive a small commission from your purchase, and you greatly support me and the channel. Thank you so much. And so here we are, my loves, back at a semi-detached house. It is now, because there's been a new one built on the side of it. And I went for this very 1960s, 70s kind of style that you saw a lot of houses in the UK being built in. The kind of shingles on the top, the raw brick, just quite clever uses of spaces as well. That's why they've got a garage underneath the house now. Do you know what? Some of the houses are really attractive to look at. They're a bit run down and stuff, but I just love the style of them. It's one of the aesthetics that I really enjoy. Within building and architecture. Now we have a new family. The family that lived in here, there was a storyline that I had with them. The family that lived in here beforehand, I think she might have lost a few of her family members in the war, and the house and stuff just reminded her so much. So she actually moved away. She moved away, and then this is the new family now, the new 70s and 60s looking family that we are moving into this house here. Now you can obviously see I've made a few changes to it. We've gone for a bit more of a interesting facade, we could say, an interesting wallpaper choice. A lot of houses were sort of sticking weird bricks to Victorian houses, getting rid of a lot of the detail. We're going to go through and do quite a bit of that today as well. I still want to get rid of that trim at the top there. A lot of them did do that, which is just sacrilege. My house was one of them. We had to get it put back in. And a big thing was Pebble Dash, but I could not for the life of me find a perfect Pebble Dash wallpaper for the outside. So I've decided to go for this brick here. And I'm kind of for it. There's still quite a few things I want to do around the front of this house to bring it up to date. I want to get rid of this wall and this hedge, I think. Oh, not the wall itself, just the hedge. And I want to paint the wall a different color. We're also going to absolutely tip concrete all of these gorgeous Victorian tiles here. Another thing that they did back in those kind of times, because it just wasn't as decorative. They were sort of modern and forward thinking. And sometimes the victim of that is period beautiful pieces like this. I bet you any money underneath of the concrete out my house, there's some Victorian tiles there. But am I going to dig it up? Am I buggery? But yeah, this is the house next door. We've gone for a very 1960s looking house here. I haven't sort of done a floor plan or anything inside because there's no point. But what I did is put a new gate, a new fence up, and just made this look a little bit more fitting for the era itself. With the back of ours, you can see that it's been extended out a couple of tiles as well, so it's a little bit bigger here. And I made that look apparent by using a very kind of similar brick to it, not the exact brick. Just something that to make it look like it's kind of been added on. So we've had an extension put on the back here. I thought that was a good little shout as well, with some slidey doors out into a back garden area, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to get in the back garden and do that too. So into the interiors, I've picked all of the flooring, changed all the doors, and also chosen the wallpapers as well. And quite luckily, there are a few wallpapers already in game that very much look like the style that we're going for today. So I added them in. I put them right in here. And because of the extension, we had to get rid of the bathroom that was down here. So I still wanted to have a small toilet down this way. So I've put it just behind the stairs here. and then extended it into the kitchen, because this is going to be a nice big kitchen area now as well, with some very interesting tile choices. I've got the perfect kitchen for this. It's going to be a bit over the top, but we're going to go for it anyway. And then I've knocked through the dining room and the living room together and put in a little serving hatch from the kitchen itself into the dining room. So that's going to work gorgeously. Upstairs, the floor plan has changed quite a bit up here. We've made the main bedroom a little bit smaller, and I've broke this bedroom into 2 bedrooms now. One of them being a little bit smaller, a box room you would call it in the UK, and that happens quite often. So at least we've got 3 bedrooms in here, plus a carpeted pink bathroom, because that was, of course, a thing back in the 60s and 70s too, which is what we're going to be portraying today. So that's it. You're all kind of up to date on what we're doing. Where we're going to make a start is on the front facade area itself. I do want to change just a few things around here just to bring it into the 60s and 70s. You can also see I've put around the same lampposts and stuff, like updated the lampposts. We've got a smaller tree here now, which is growing again, because if you remember, that one there was blown down in the war. And this one here's just got a little tiny bit bigger with a little bush underneath as well. It's just telling a story, loves, it really is. We'll keep the family there. We can absolutely do a bit of this while we're in game. So let's just crack on. I am going to get rid of this hedge. I'm going to get rid of the hedge, and we're going to just concrete out the front of this. There's going to be some choices today that you're not going to be happy with, but that was just because of what the era was like, to be honest with you. Is it this one here? Yeah, I think that's the one. Concreting all of that and all of the front area here. In fact, I might even put some gravel there, you know. I might do a little bit of gravel instead. Just to have something a little bit different rather than concrete there. Yes, that's perfect. Oh, and now I want to paint this wall as well. So I still want the bricks to show from underneath. So I might even go ahead and use that base game one that looks like a painted brick. And because we've gone for a bit of a blue door, I think I'm going to add a little bit of a bluey green sort of wall out the front here. I'm going to do it. I am. I'm absolutely going to do it. And I'm going to whap that all the way along there. I think they would definitely paint the whole wall, but maybe not on this side, because this would probably belong to, even though it's their wall, this would still be part of their property. It's a differing brick, but if you remember, this is like the original brick, the 1890s brick. So I'm going to keep it in that way. Excuse you, Mr. Bush. I didn't see you poking through, you little shit. I can grab you in like that. That's better. Yeah, I think that's the ticket. That's the tickety boob. I'm even going to put that concrete right up to the edge here as well, just so it lays it right in there. And there we go. Okay, right. We want to do a few more things down on the ground level, but I do want to get rid of this trim. I know it's sacrilege, but that happened a lot. They got rid of a lot of trims to make the house try and look a little bit more modern. It's not nice, but we're doing it anyway. I'm going to bring that a little bit further down as well. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Well, it's not better, but it's more fitting. That's what I'm going to say. The windows themselves, I'm going to say, got replaced, but I'm just going to keep them exactly as they are. They're still probably going to be single pane. I wouldn't imagine double glazing was out in the 60s or 70s. No idea. I am not a historian, but I'm going to say that it probably wasn't. Probably a bit more of a modern thing, wasn't it? Who can say? And I bet somebody can say in the comments. I'm going to put a little rug out here, maybe even a little blue rug as well to match in with what we've got going on. We're going to go for some bright colours today. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I think that could work out there gorgeously. Now, one big thing with the 60s and 70s, community was a massive thing. And neighbours and stuff were a massive thing, depending on where you lived. So I would love something out here that could make it look like they could come and have a little chat in the front garden and stuff and see their neighbours and things walking past. What is this? The bloody Day of the Dead? Look at them all lining up there. Honestly. Yeah, some like plasticky looking benches would probably work well here. And these base game ones are perfect because they now come in. Definitely, is there more swatches here? I'm sure there's more swatches on that one as well. Oh, I think that's perfect. Pop you into there, you to there, with a little table in between you. I'm going to use this one here, the glass one, and flop you just in front of it like this. You can imagine having the neighbours over then, you know. Yep, feeling that, with some flower boxes up on the windows. I'm probably going to put flower boxes on all of these windows, to be honest with you. Maybe in like a lovely yellow colour. That would be really nice. Yeah, let's do it. I think I'm going to size them down. They look a little bit large. I don't know if I want to wrap it around the whole of the bay window itself. I think maybe just in the front bits. Maybe we can do that up the top, all of it, but I think in the front at the bottom is just enough. Let me have a little look at this. Unless I do that. Oh, that does look quite nice, actually. And then do one up on that one there as well. Yes. Yeah, I think that could work quite nicely. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to get rid of this light as well and put a little bit more of a modern light at the front here. We'll go for this one here. So, and when I say modern, I'm probably going to be saying modern a lot throughout this build. I mean modern to the 1940s, not to us now, you know? Oh, I think that's the ticket, that. Yes. Well, that was very simple, but it's just that all those little bits just make a big difference, especially when you go to have a look at it again and compare it to the other house. It's a massive difference, isn't it? Now, these stones, they always like decorate the front and forgot like the sides and stuff, like to save money and things, and including the back as well. The back was never really played around with too much. So I'm not going to do that either, or I'm not going to put the stone on the back here either. But with the garden, it's a bit more of a family garden now. So I'm going to need like a swing set and stuff in here. Also some new like paving slabs I think would work quite nicely. I don't think I'm going to use the same one of these though. I think I want to use something a little bit different. Yeah, I'm going to use these ones here from Harry's Brutalist collection. And I'm going to go in that much there and about that much there as well. Because I do want to leave a little bit of grass here. This would be a good place for like a dining space and stuff. I think that would work. Can I get any better lighting back here? There we go. And I think it's going to be like the plasticky sort of table vibe. I definitely would. They would have a washing line here as well. Does this one come in any other colors? I would love if this came in a gray. No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, we're using this anyway. I think they would have it around about here. They would, and the table can go here then. So we need a nice dining set for outside. Maybe something with a parasol. So I'm going to use this one here from the patio pack. I think that would work out quite nicely. And I think I'm going to use the plastic chairs that we've got going on in here as well. I would imagine these were quite a big thing back in the 70s, 60s maybe, but definitely 70s. I've seen photos. If I can flop you to around about there, that should be enough room. Oh, yes. That's the tickledy boob, that is. Beautiful. And maybe a nice, like, big barbecue out here. Saying that, though, they wouldn't have had an all singing, all dancing kind of barbecue, I don't think. I think it would have been something more along the lines of this. I'll flop that one out instead. And we'll just keep it in the black as well, just so it looks very realistic. Yes, I'm into that. Okay, so as we said, we've got kids in this place. In the 70s, they're going to need something to keep them busy. So I think this swing set would be absolutely perfect. In that colour as well, I do believe. Maybe even a red. A red would work here. Oh, they haven't got a red. Of course they haven't. Oh, they've got yellow and red. Let's do that instead. Yes. Yes, I'm into it. And I'm going to border this up as well. I'm going to do that. Oh, of course, yes. Can I draw you without being... Nope, you're going to be a prick. Okay. Honestly. You can on my watch, darling. Stop being such an absolute boob. What does that mean? Is that going to get rid of everything? No, there we go. Oh, it did get rid of that, though. Honestly, what about if I move this in here manually? There we go. That sort of fixed it. Like, why does that have to be a thing? Why does that have to be a workaround? Like, honestly, I swear. Yeah, there we go. We'll keep the original gate and stuff on it as well. It's absolutely fine. We're still going to do some planters for this lot as well. I think I'm going to bring back what we had beforehand and just put a couple of planters at the bottom of the garden, because people would definitely still be growing stuff in their gardens and things, just not at the rate they were probably doing it in the 1940s. But I'm still going to do it anyway. I'm going to flop you to there. Why did I put that at an angle? That made me sad. I think that is looking quite nice, actually. It's very simple, but it's just what I wanted. A few other things for out here. A little hose pipe. I'm going to plop you to around about there. I'm also going to bring a water balloon bucket on, because I don't know about you. I mean, I wasn't alive in the 60s or 70s, but in the 80s and 90s, we were running around throwing water balloons at each other. So I think that would make quite a lot of sense to have that there. A drain there for that as well. And I think I'm going to move these windows down now that I've put them there. Yeah, I'm going to flop you down a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, well, just to finish off in here, just a little light bit of terrain paint. This was quite a simple garden, but I think it's really going to work. So I'm just going to wrap this around the edges just to bring a little bit of a shadow to there, please. And then go under here with those. And then bring that down a little bit further. I think I'm going to make the soil quite bare in the middle, where the kids are scratching with their feet, you know, or even the adults, you know. Swings are not just for adults. I mean, children. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And one final thing, a nice light for out here too. And I'm going to use this one here above the door. Beautiful. And there we go. 1960s and 70s back garden area. I also put a new roof on this as well, just so it made it look like it's kind of been developed over time a little bit. And I've also forgot to say I put some windows on the side as well. I think maybe they saw these windows on the side of their semi-detached and was like, oh, we could do that with ours. And they did. They put it right in. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. I think that was a very subtle little change, but it's just made a massive difference now. Fabulous. Okay, well, we're going to move on. We're going to start with the interiors. And I think we're going to do all of this area here as a oneer. So the living and dining area as a oneer. So let me choose everything and then we'll go ahead and put it around together. And here we go, my loves. Let's start with the living room first. So we're going to use these lovely drapey curtains. I just think would suit the vibe in here. Well, it does suit the vibe in here because I've already done it and it looks marvellous. Right in the bay window there, we're using this sofa here. I mean, look at that. If that is not a 70s pattern or a 60s pattern, then tell me what is. This is from Sixum, by the way, Sixum CC. Part of their, I can't remember what it's called, but it's their retro pack that they did, which is just marvellous. As always, with all of the stuff that Sixum does. Marvellous things. I'm gonna do a little matching armchair to go with it as well. I'm gonna flop it right about there. This might move because I've got to fit a coffee table and stuff in just yet. We're gonna do a little side table next to it with a rotary telephone. Thank you very much. I still remember using these. My mum must have had one out of, I don't know, maybe it was a trend in the 80s or early 90s to have rotary phones again. But I still remember trying to ring my friends on that, waiting for it to go back again. Imagine if there was like an emergency, right? Like there's a killer in your house. Let me just dial me mum. The full number as well. Yeah, anyway, that got a bit morbid then, didn't it? We're moving on. So, a little lamp I'm going to put just in the back there. In fact, you were more here, actually, from my memory. Let's get the coffee table in first, because then it's going to give me an idea of space. Yeah, this needs to come back now. So I'm going to put that to around about there. We should be able to get around here, no problem. And we can get that in there. And let's get that rug underneath of it as well. Went for this rug here in the palmy leaf kind of vibe. Palm leaves, they were all very big in the 70s. That kind of print was one of the staples, I would say. So I'm flopping it in. And even the 80s as well. Palm leaves have been big now, though, haven't they? Honestly, again, fashion, it comes back to haunt us, doesn't it? This TV, we're going to flop this one here in. I think this is also from Sixum. It is indeed. Yep. Retro television. I'm going to flop that into the corner. Just like that. Stunning bit of work. A little plant just behind this area here, just to flood that window with a bit of greenery up there. We've got some pictures coming up. I've chose to put this one here up, some bright bold colors, and of course this here from, I don't think I've used this for years. That came with the base game when it first came out, and I think it suits the room perfectly. And then I'm also going to flop a plant just over into that corner there. Beautiful. We have got some other things. We've got a little mirror, a little starburst mirror that I'm going to put up just above the fireplace. Beautiful job. And I'm also going to bring out a little turntable with a vinyl player on top of it. And I'm going to flop you just there. And then just to bring in a little pop of light, we're going to do some lights there and there. In fact, we're going to move you in one more, my love. Do I need to move them both in? I do, yes. I think that looks marvellous. I don't know about you, but I'm absolutely for it. Again, all of those little subtle changes, and it just brings a big, big change as far as I'm concerned. And so into the dining room, this is what I decided to do. First things first, let's get the curtains up in the window like that. We're going to use this table here which is absolutely stunning, by the way. I also think this is from Sixum. Yes, it is indeed. I just love that. I love mid-century furniture. My favorite style. It really is, and it always has been. And I'm going to do a little mini bar up there using Harry and Felix's Harlux set. I think that looks marvelous. Gorgeous, gorgeous things. We're going to do a little plant in the corner there just to bring a little pop of greenery into this room. Stunning. We can put this side table over on this side here. This is one of the in-game ones, the one that Peacemaker did, that I absolutely love. And then I'm going to do this mirror from Sixum just above it with 2 more of these little lights like this. 1 and 2. Is that okay? No, let me get you at default height. There we go. That'll work out better. There we are. I'm going to move the mirror. Beautiful job. Flop that into there like that. Is that cutting into the wall? No, it's fine. And then I'm going to do this dining table. So this is the unfold dining table from Pierre Sim. So it kind of looks like the edge has been kind of folded down. We had a fold out dining table. I've got a fold out dining table now. That is, I think it's from the 1950s, my table. So we're going to be using that one in here. But what I'm going to do is just maneuver these, because they sit too close to each other. So I'm going to pop these at kind of like little jaunty angles, just to make it look like they've been, like, you know, used, shall we say. Oh, that's a bit too much there. Let's get you out a little bit more. And that one there. There we go. That's stunning. I'm very much for that. And just to finish it off, just to put a little plant on top of it like this, a little bit of greenery. That's very nice. I'm very much for that. I do love this space like opened out. I think it's really, really cool. And this arch has a big thing to do with it. This arch is from Harry's Coastal Collection, if you're wondering. But look at that. Lovely job. Lovely 60s and 70s living and diner. So what we're going to move on to now is the kitchen itself, and it's definitely going to be a bit over the top, this kitchen, but I'm kind of looking forward to this. Okay, so one very kitschy kitchen coming right up, darlings. We're going to start over here, and I'm going to do a little washing machine to put under the counter there, and then I'm going to move along with this amazing kitchen, which is the kitchen of tomorrow, I think it's called, from Surely Sims. Yes, the kitchen of tomorrow from Surely Sims. It's amazing. Just reminds me of something from Fallout or something like that. I just love it. Look at this. It's so cute. It's a bit over the top for in here, but we're doing it anyway. Yes, we are indeed. This lovely green colour as well. I just think it looks really nice in here. And what I did was wrapped all of these counters around about there. This one here has also got a dishwasher underneath of here, which is marvellous. Put in a little fridge over onto this side here. I'm just going to whiffle it in a little bit more like that, so we can see a bit more of that hatch detail. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this along a little bit further now. Let me just check from the other side. It's not doing anything weird. Nope, that's fine. Oh, what I will need to do though is just move that radiator, put it centrally below it like that. We've already got a bin in here, and I did this weird shaped peen island, so that's what we're doing in here today. I'm going to flop you to there. This one here has also got a sink on from the same kitchen pack as well. I just think it looks really cool with this. And then this really cool circular edge to it, which I love. There we go, look. Peen. Island of Peen, my loves. I'm going to move you just underneath of it like that. And I'm going to put these in, but they don't actually snap in place around this part here. But I'm just going to do 3 of them on each side. In fact, I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do it. This should be, oh, I don't know. Will you be able to use that fridge? Let me just see. I think maybe not. We'll get rid of you then, just so we're safe. 3 is enough anyway. In fact, I'm going to just drag them out a little bit further like that, just so they sit around it a little bit better. Beautiful job. And then with some lovely kitchen cabinets, we're going to do 2 like that. I'm going to flop you to there and you to there. We're going to do a smaller little version just above the oven like this, and then use the extractor fan. Put the extractor fan in there like that. Oh, that's marvellous. I'm very much for that indeed. Oh, I did pull out some more chairs here. Look, silly bum. We need to get a radiator in, so I'm going to put the radiator around there. We need to get a Hoover in. I remember these like bagged vacuums. I've never realized, like, until I started sort of uploading videos to YouTube, that Hoovers are not called Hoovers because they're called vacuums. Hoover was a brand, but us Brits, for some reason, I don't know if it's everywhere in the UK, definitely down in the West Country, we call them Hoovers. We call them a Hoover. My mum has always called them a Hoover. I've been brought up for them to be called Hoovers. I just found that very interesting, and it absolutely spun me out when I learned about that, because it was actually the brand name, wasn't it? It was nothing else. Vacuum. Hoover. There you go. The more you know, you know? Loves it. But look at that. That's very cute. Very cute and kitschy for a lovely kitchen. Oh, what's going on with the ceiling? We'll sort that, don't you worry. Don't know what's going on there. Oh, it's because of the extension. That's why. I'll make sure to sort that, don't you worry. But that is predominantly the downstairs, because I've also gone and put a toilet and a sink in that area there as well. And I'm kind of for it. Look at that. It's very cute. I do like this one. It's nice and bright and colourful. So we've got quite a few rooms here to do. I think what we're going to do first is the main bedroom and also the bathroom. I think we'll do those together, and then we'll come and do the small child's bedroom and the toddler's bedroom. I also changed up the wallpaper as well up here. I just think this one was a little bit more 70s kind of vibe. We're going to go a little bit darker in this room, I think, but still fit in with that 70s vibe. So once again, let me grab everything and we'll do it together. And so here we are with the main bedroom. Let's get the bed in first. I always remember my mum and dad having this bed frame back probably since I was about 4 years old. And I remember my mum saying it was from the 1970s, and she just loved it so much. She had it for years, actually. And it was gorgeous. It's like rattan framed bed frame. So that's where the inspiration come from, using that. There you go. A little bit of that for you there, darlings. A couple of side tables with those lovely lamps on either side of them. And I was going to go for a really over-the-top bedspread, but I tried a few out, and it was looking a bit too much in here. It really was. So we're going to go for this one here. And I think that colour kind of marries in well with the rest of the room. And I'm kind of for it. Kind of for that indeed. The stripes coming across it. I'm very much bloody for that. But what I did do was bring out this big bright rug to put under the bed here. Again, just a little juxtaposition with some beautiful patterns and whatnot. And then in this bay window area, I'm using this amazing sofa. I think this is from 60's. It's a telephone table. So I'm going to pull up another telephone for that sofa as well. And plop it in the bay window here, you know? And then you can flop that to there. Maybe we'll change the colour of this one so it's different to downstairs. Yeah, we'll go for a yellow to match in. Beautiful. And then I'm going to put this plant in this bay window over there. Marvellous. And then what I did as well is I swapped out the mirror from downstairs. We've gone for that one above the mantelpiece or the fireplace now. And then with this one here, I'm going to bring it up into this room instead. And I just think that looks very, very nice there. I'm going to put a little radiator over in the corner here, just like so. Beautiful stuff. And then we're going to come around here, and I'm going to do a kind of modular wardrobe, because wardrobes, I remember kind of wardrobes going over the top of beds and stuff, and I didn't want to do that in this part. I didn't want to do that in this room even. So we're still going to have a modular wardrobe of some kind in this dark wood. But then I was like, there's no mirror here. So what I've done, I'm going to use Felix Anders. I think it's the Soho mirror. It is. And just pretend that that's kind of got a mirror already built onto the wardrobe itself. But yeah, very simple. But I just think that is perfect, to be honest with you. I also got rid of the actual fireplace in here. And I've just put in some of those tiles from is it from the Love Struck expansion? I think they are. And placed them behind it like that. So we've still got the actual mantelpiece, but it's kind of been torn down, so there's no working fireplace in here. Stunning. And then over here, very simply, a very pink bathroom. I forgot to take the toilet out. Why did I do that? But anyway, there's a pink toilet there with pink fluffy carpet in the... What were they thinking back then? That's what I would like to know. That is definitely... One thing I cannot get on board with, and I never will, is carpet in a bathroom, loves. Absolutely no tar. I don't mind coloured bath sets. nice. Like, I quite like an avocado, you know. I think we're going to have a resurgence of that in the future. And I know there has been a few little like resurgence of like coloured sort of bathroom sets and stuff. But I've not seen it come into the mainstream as of yet. I've seen it in like sort of interior design magazines and stuff like that. But I've not really seen it in mainstream. Wondering if that will ever come back. But yeah, just a simple little bathroom there as well, loves. Mirror. Got it all, haven't we? And then finally, these two rooms. So we've got one kid's bedroom and one toddler's bedroom to do. They're probably not going to have masses of mounts in here, to be honest with you, like computers and stuff. They wouldn't have been around in kids' bedrooms. But I'm sure we can still make this work. So let me grab all of that out and we'll get that done. Okay, so the final two bedrooms coming up. Let's start with the small child's bedroom first. We're going for a kind of greeny sort of vibe in here. I just think it suits it. The colour palette is just doing it for me with the brown carpet and all sorts. We're here, we're queer. You better get used to it, loves. I'm going to put in a little bookcase just next to it because I thought underneath the actual bunk bed itself would be the perfect place for a little reading area for them. They can come and enjoy their comics or whatever they're reading, and in the safety of the underneath of their bunk bed. I think it's going to work. We're going to go with it anyway. Sticking with that green theme, we're getting in a green wardrobe, love. We're going to get in a green wardrobe on that side and a massive green rug as well that I'm going to be putting in that kind of position there like that. It's all very garish. It's all very too much, but that's what we're going for with this room. The toddler's bedroom is completely juxtaposition because it's very calm and very serene, but I just think having a bit of a mad bedroom would be fun for the kids, so that's what I'm doing. Putting a little toy box there, a little cardboard dollhouse, and literally just a couple of pictures up on the wall. It's all very simple, but I just think it works, and that is where I'm going to leave that one. I like it. I think it's working. We've got that kind of nod to the mid-century with all of these garish coloured vibes coming through. We're there. That's all I'm going to say. And then I'm moving on to the toddler's bedroom now. So first off, let's get a simple wardrobe in over to this side. I changed the colour of the carpet in here as well. I just thought the carpet worked quite nicely. A little bit of a softer colour. A little bookshelf there, and then I thought like a little chair where the mum could come and sit in and rock them to sleep, or the dad, or the brother, whoever wants to come in. I just think that would work out quite nicely. A nice little toddler bed as well. This is from Harry's new Tiny Tyrant collection. I just thought the patterns matched the wallpaper really nicely. A little toy box at the end of the bed. I'm going to put it in that position there, just so I can fit in a rabbit on the other side. Actually, do you know what? I think it would work out better that way because you could actually play with it that way then, can't you? There we go. And that rabbit is just a little bit too much, just like the rest of this house, to be honest with you. But final thing, one little picture, and I just hung a little stalk picture just for some decoration above the bed. It was kind of hard to try and define an era in a children's bedroom. I found that a little bit difficult, but I'm happy with what we came out with there. I really am. But that's it. We are done with our 1960s and 70s version of the 5 Decades house, my darlings. And this is where I'm going to leave you now. You're going to go and watch a little video tour of this family living in this establishment. And I will be back very soon with the year 2200. We're going into the future, my loves. So we're still going to do 2 townhouses on the same spot, but they are just going to be completely different. I don't know what way I'm going to do it just yet. I've got 2 ideas and I would love to hear from you. I think what I'm going to do is put a poll up in the community tab here on YouTube of 2 differing aesthetics that I've got in mind. I just want to know what ones you would prefer. So I will leave them once this video is up. That will be in the community box for you to go and vote on. So we'll do that once the vote has stopped. We'll leave it running for a week and we'll come back next week and do the final part. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching, my darlings, and I will see you all tomorrow in another video. Goodbye.